Doing an outdoor test here with the NEEWER LM8 connected to a Rode Wireless Go version 3. I have all of the gain assist functions turned off and the high pass filter turned off, so this should be the most natural recording sound of the mic capsule. It's maybe 6 inches down, clipped onto my t-shirt. A little off to the left hand side, maybe where you would have it either taped or pinned on the inside of a suit jacket, or if you were trying to conceal this inside of a dress up along the neckline, about where you would have it pinned there. This is a very tiny capsule, which makes it great for concealing completely invisibly on many garments. I'm walking around right now outside. As I mentioned, this is plugged into my Wireless Go version 3. I have all of the filters turned off. I find it's got a little bit of a darker note to it when recording. I am going to go ahead and turn on the high pass filter. I now have the high pass filter turned on the transmitter. It is recording internally to the transmitter. That is what I'm going to pull off and post. But this is a high pass filter at 75 hertz, and now this is the high pass filter at 100 hertz. So we're going to walk around a little bit more, just do this audio test. I'm looking straight forward, occasionally looking down at my phone. I'm going to put my phone up to the capsule, close to it. It may bump, but trying to see if I get any RF interference either from the Wi-Fi receiving or the cellular signal. See if we hear any buzzing or hissing. I will do a test inside in a little bit to see in a quieter, more controlled environment if we can hear anything. All right, here I am indoors in a home office with the LM8 plugged into the Wireless Go version 3, still clipped onto my t-shirt. I do not have the foam windscreen on top of it. Often when I hide these, I won't have a windscreen on it at all. There is no high pass filter on. There is no dynamic gain assist. There is nothing added to this recording. It's just the raw audio into the internal recorder on the Rode Wireless Go. I'm going to go ahead and turn on a high pass filter here. Now there should be a 75 hertz high pass filter added to this. We'll see if this changes the sound of the LM8 in any way. And now there's a 100 hertz high pass filter added, seeing if this reduces some of the low end frequencies. While this is on, I'm going to go ahead and hold my phone up to the transmitter, see if that creates any feedback. I'm going to go ahead and hold it up to the phone and the receiving unit up around the capsule of the microphone as well, seeing if that adds any interference. I'm going to have a few minutes of silence, a couple seconds of silence here while I do that. All right, we'll see if there's any sounds.
All right, we got a new budget microphone lavalier kit from NEEWER. What you see here is what you get. It all comes in this little tiny box. You get 2 of these lavalier mics. You get a little high dollar carrying bag, some instructions, some desiccants, things like that. But here's what I was interested in. First of all, it's a right angle 3.5mm TRS plug, which is going to be great for my, budget 2.4 gigahertz kits, like this Hollyland that you see over in this other camera right here that you're listening to right now. It's a budget microphone. The cable is super long, too long in my opinion, but it's, you might want one a little bit longer. It is a fairly rigid feeling cable. Again, what I would expect for the money. You can see it's got kind of this life on it. It's a thicker cable. It's a bigger mic capsule. And really, here's my biggest complaint about this. I'm going to take the windscreen off. There we go. And that is, okay, so let's come in a little tighter on this. You can see it's a fairly large capsule there, but here's the biggest problem. I can't get this tie clip off. I mean, it's, okay, so if we get it out of the ridge, but it will not come up past this, so your only option is to really basically run it down the cable and hide it if you want to hide this mic. Now, this capsule comes off the top, but this little ridge right here does not come off. So you can't get this tie bar off over the top of this microphone, which is a bummer, quite honestly. It's kind of too big to hide anyway. It's a fairly large microphone, but you could hide it if you could get this tie bar off. So the tie clip's gonna have to come off, tie bar, tie clip, whatever I'm calling it. I think if you slide it down this way, again, it's pretty hard to get the thing even off of the divot that it's in. But if you slide it down the other end of the cable, you could kind of hide it. It's just not very elegant. So that's really my biggest complaint. I think, generally speaking, this is going to be something that you just keep on your shirt, on your lapel, something like that. So let's see what it sounds like. So far, you're listening to, I'm going to switch over to my iPhone here. So far, you're listening to my HoloLens Lark Max, and I'm going to plug this in, just hot swap it, so watch your ears. There we go. And now we're plugged in to the NEEWER lavalier mic. You know, sound isn't bad for a budget microphone. You be the judge of that, but that's what this thing sounds like in about that kind of sternum area, which is kind of the sweet spot. So for the price, you get two of them, which is kind of nice. Just the design is not my favorite, especially if you want to hide this microphone. So there you go. Let me unhook it and watch your ears. So there you go, NEEWER budget lavalier mic 2-pack.
This is a quick test of the NEEWER CM5 lavalier microphone system. It comes with two of these mics. I've got one on my shirt right now, and I'm speaking in a somewhat projected manner, and I'm in a room that has a fair bit of echo in it as well. You can see that the little capsule itself looks pretty large, but most of that is the wind muff. If I go like this and remove it, you can see the capsule itself is actually relatively small. This little wind muff or wind blocker thing is pretty large. I'll go ahead and get that put back on because I want to test it. I'm going to blow down into the microphone, and I'm going to also say some things with some fairly explosives. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Perhaps you would like to purchase a new plan. So that was with my chin right down to my chest, speaking directly into the microphone. If you're going to be recording indoors, you probably don't need this wind muff at all. If you want to have it a little bit more discreet, then you could just take that off. But this is what it sounds like if you're recording in a typical sort of living room situation. It's a carpeted floor, but nothing on the ceiling, no other sound treatment, and it is a fairly large room. Let me take this sound muff back off again. It just fits on with a little friction fit you can see here. It's got a little ring that just goes right around the barrel of the capsule. The clip for the capsule is pretty deep, so I could, if I wanted to hide this a little bit more against my black shirt, I could put it on like that. It's a little bit less noticeable that way, I suppose. And pull it back here to the original position, and I'll say some of those same test phrases I did just a minute ago. Sally sells seashells by the seashore, and perhaps you would be interested in purchasing a new plan. This has been a quick test of the NEEWER CM5 lavalier microphone.
Plastic bag. It said it was omnidirectional, but anyway, end of testing, whisper test. Camcorder, coffee cup, Rubik's Cube. Ending.
bought these newer microphones because I broke some other microphones that I had. I just used them thoroughly. They're in another mic kit, and I just needed some really good, cheap, affordable mics that I could get really fast, and these came, and they've been a great workhorse. I don't have any complaints. There's two of them. I've really only used the one. Yeah, the other one's still in the bag. The day I needed two, I didn't need two. I only ended up needing one. And then I'm using a wireless mic kit, and those have mics built into the little transmitter. So, yeah, this thing's been a workhorse, and I'm glad I have two. They clip, they feel good, they sound good. What more can you ask? Neewer makes some pretty good products nowadays. They've really stepped their quality up in the last couple years. So, kudos to Neewer. Yeah, in a pinch, these will work.
This is the NEEWER LM5 lavalier microphone. I'm wearing one. I've got the one in the bag here. It comes in a pack of two. It's got a 3.5mm plug, and you can see it's stereo, so when you plug it into the camera or the recorder, it doesn't just come in on the one channel, it comes in on both, which can be handy if you don't like having to edit your audio later. Very professional looking. It's got a nice clip. The clip doesn't rotate, so you can't like rotate it 90 degrees if you want to clip it like this to your shirt and then rotate it the other way. Some of them do that. This one does not. And you're listening to the audio of the mic right now as it's fed into a Sony ZV-E10 camera. There is a fair amount of background noise. My father is cooking dinner. You might be able to hear how well it handles all those pots and pans banging around. But you can be the judge.
This is just a quick test to show you how this NEEWER lavalier microphone sounds. This is the microphone. Actually, the set that I received from Amazon has two identical microphones in it, so I can show you this one while I'm using the other one that's attached to my shirt here to record this video. It came in this box along with this little carrying bag. It's a very basic, budget-priced microphone. Plugs into the camera. Right now it's plugged into a Sony camera by its 3.5mm jack, and it's providing pretty good sound. So that's just a test so you can hear what it sounds like.
I wanted to do a quick video review on this product because I'm so impressed. These NEEWER lavalier mics, they come in a 2-pack, and I'm actually using one to shoot the video. I have several far more expensive lavalier mics, and I'll have to be honest, these NEEWERs are just as good, if not better. Really impressed, and love the 2-pack. Great value for the money, great mic.
This is a test of the NEEWER 4mm mini lavalier microphone while held in my hand in front of my mouth like a standard microphone. This is a test of the NEEWER 4mm mini lavalier microphone when clipped to the collar of my shirt. And this is a test of the NEEWER 4mm mini lavalier microphone when clipped lower down onto the chest as is standard for mini lavalier microphone setups.
This is a test of the NEEWER CM5 lav mic. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. This is plugged into my Sony a6700 camera. Testing 1, 2.